All right, continuing with our piece. Let me get some of this out of the way. Now we've got our gun pretty much done. We could always make it a little bit darker if we wanted to. But the antiquing solution will darken it quite a bit. Okay? Put that aside. Alright, now the next thing, we've got our hat done, is we want to do our let's go ahead and do our hair. Now, I want to do the hair in a, I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to use this gray. Okay, I'm going to use the gray. I'm going to take, and I'm going to use the gray a little bit more sparingly, a little bit more colorful. Darker is what I'm trying to say, because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. Say, well, that's too much gray. Not necessarily. I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. And I will go over it again around the ears. And I want the beard to be a strong gray. Okay, just like that. All right, but I want to do it a little bit stronger. I want to do it just a little bit stronger, the gray. What I mean is I want to, as these were rough, I'm going to pour a little bit more gray in here for me. And I'm going to go over it once again and make the gray a little bit stronger, okay? And when I say stronger, I mean a little bit. There we go. See how when you go over it again, your color becomes stronger. We need to let that dry, okay? Before we proceed, okay? Okay, let's go ahead and let that dry, and let's do the knife, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I want a little bit of a golden brown for the sheath of the knife. just like that. Then I'm going to darken it just a little bit with a... As you can see, my colors are not bright. They're very, very neutral. Okay. And I'm going to use a burnt umber for my handle. Now just like that. Now I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'll take a black. I'm going to let that dry just for a minute. Then I will take a black and I will go over that just a little to darken it. Okay. Now, got a little too much. But with the gray, it also gives it kind of a worn look. It gives it the... Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my flesh a little bit. My flesh tone. I'm going to go ahead and change my water. My water's getting, especially to do my flesh tone, I'll change my water a little bit. So I don't get too much of a mixture into my flesh tone, what I'm going to be doing. Just a second. All right. Okay. First thing I want to do, now I know there's a lot of carvers that mix up their own flesh tone, okay? I don't. I use the flesh tone that I get out of the bottle and to give it a very light coat, and then I come back with the red. A lot of them mix white, red, make their own flesh tone. I like the flesh tone out of the bottle. A lot of people don't. I don't think it's that bad. And then I start using a little red in there. Maybe I'm a lazy painter, I don't know. I think the antiquing solution is what makes the flesh come alive and gives it the color that I want. I depend a lot on the antiquing solution, I really do. But then I like that. It's good because it's... And then after that I'll use a little red in there, and then I'll just use the antiquing solution to get what I want, get the color I want. I depend a lot on the antiquing solution, as I've told you, to do what I want it to do as far as the flesh tone, as far as the colors. Once it dries, and then okay, that's the hands. Now let me go up to the face. And all the time you can see I'm using water, dipping in the water. Course to the ear as well. I feel that the water thins the. Now I wouldn't use the flesh tone just right out of the bottle if I was not using the antiquing solution, because the antiquing solution actually darkens it. Makes it look the way I want it to look. Because the flesh tone just right out of the bottle is not, without mixing it with water, thinning it up and things like that, I don't care for it at all. Okay, I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And around the neck in here. Okay. Now, I'm going to let me hit this right in here just a little bit more. Now I can go on back to the knife here, like I told you I was going to do, and with a little bit of black, very thinned out. In fact, I can use this black down here. Thinned out, I'm going to come over the sheath a little bit. Give it a sort of a darker color to it. That just deepens the, just like that. Sort of deepens the color a little bit. And I set that over there to dry. In fact, you can even do that with your gun barrel if you want it. But the antiquing solution will darken it, so. Okay, let me see. Drop a little bit more in here. Now what would be nice to have when you do your painting is to have a hair dryer. And as you paint, you dry that part of the thing. So, okay, my time's up again, but we'll come back.